Welcome back to my channel and thank you for watching. Are you considering retiring to the Boise, Eagle, Star, Middleton, Meridian areas, the Treasure Valley as we call it? Well, before you make that move, please consider these suggestions before moving. In this video, I'm going to go beyond the glossy brochures and please stick with this until the end, because the biggest reason people leave may surprise you. Hey everybody, my name's Eddy Udry. I'm a senior real estate specialist in the Treasure Valley, as well as a relocation real estate agent. And I've helped dozens of people move into this wonderful area. We're just gonna dive right in, okay? Pro tip number one, the reason that people move here is the lifestyle. One of the biggest reasons I hear retirees move here is because they love the lifestyle. What we have is 4 distinct seasons, beautiful scenery, lots of golf courses, lots of great walking paths, hiking, biking, fishing, pickleball, huge pickleball group here. Reasons people leave here is the lifestyle, right? We got walking paths, hiking, biking, fishing, pickleball, and a slower pace of life compared to a lot of the larger cities on the West Coast. And honestly, a lot of people moving from California, Washington, Arizona, Idaho feels refreshing. You can still find neighborhoods where people actually still wave to each other, where traffic isn't so overwhelming and you're only within 30 minutes from outdoor recreation. We have the Boise foothills that back up, the city backs up to. Beautiful, endless trails there. There's a lot of people like the area of Eagle because of the combination of upscale communities, okay, golf course living, lower congestion, and easy access to Boise. Con number one though is Idaho is not cheap anymore. And this is the one thing that nobody tells you, right? Idaho is not the hidden bargain that it used to be. A lot of people here moving here are expecting ultra cheap housing, tiny property taxes, and very low living costs. And they're actually often surprised. Home prices in desirable areas like Eagle and North Meridian have climbed dramatically over the last several years, and I'm happy to share those market statistics with anyone who's interested. Now, one benefit Idaho does have for homeowners in the area is the homeowner's exemption. Now, if this home is your primary residence, Idaho allows a homeowner's exemption to reduce the tax value of your property. This needs to be your primary residence, and this saves retirees a lot of tax burden over the years. Compared to states like California, Washington, other Northwest states, the taxes are still very reasonable here for your primary residence. But even with that exemption, when you add on utilities, insurance, HOA fees, maintenance, healthcare costs, it can add up faster than you expect. So yes, Idaho can still be affordable, more so than the other West Coast markets, but it's definitely not the ultra cheap hidden gem that it once was. Pro tip number two is lower stress and safety. One thing I hear retirees consistently saying, what they love about Idaho is the ultra low stress level. How clean it is here, how friendly people are, and many people here, when they move here, it feels like life slows down a little. They feel safer, people are friendlier, like I said, and daily life just feels easier. You're not dealing with the massive metro congestion, a lot of things that go with the bigger cities. High traffic, depending though, you may talk to locals and they complain about the traffic, but overall, a better quality of life. And that's hard to measure. A lot of people feel that almost immediately. Number two, the biggest mistake I hear, and this is huge, is isolation. The part that nobody is telling you is retirement is not just about where you live, okay? It's about who you live around. And this is huge. Why I see people move away from Idaho is because they become isolated. Some retirees move here to buy a big, beautiful house, and then they slowly become isolated. And especially if you've moved away from family and they don't know anyone here and they bought too far out of town. They wanted a little bit more property and they never build community. And honestly, this is the single most important factor in retirement happiness. Retirees who I see thrive here and stay here, they stay active, they join golf groups, they play pickleball, which is huge here. They go to church, they walk with the neighbors, they join social clubs, and they attend community events. They stay physically and most of all socially active. And the ones who struggle are often the people who thought, well, I'll just stay and enjoy the house and my property out in the country, which can be beautiful and wonderful for a while, but retirement can become very lonely very quickly if you don't intentionally build up relationships and routine. And that is huge and what people do not tell you. So the pro tip number 3 is the adult lifestyle. This is actually where Idaho can be fantastic for retirement. The Treasure Valley has become a very active retiree population. You'll find lots of golf communities with walking paths, fitness clubs within the neighborhood. There's social groups, wineries, outdoor recreation, and communities built around active living. And I think that's the one main reason many retirees stay here, stay healthier, and stay here longer. People are outside a lot. They're moving and they're socially engaged. And that matters enormously as we age. I just had somebody call me this morning just about this in particular. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So number 3 con is what retirees should think about carefully before they move here is winters. We do have winters here, which can kind of hinder getting to your healthcare access. They're mild compared to our winters are mild compared to the Midwest, but they're still winters. We can still get snow. We have icy roads. We have inversions. That means darker days. And as you get older, proximity to healthcare becomes increasingly important and access to that. That's why I usually tell retirees, think long term when you're choosing an area. Living further out may seem peaceful now, but being closer to doctors, hospitals, shopping, and activities can become very important 5 or less years later. Closing message here in the real secret. What nobody really tells you about retiring Idaho is that the people who love retirement here in the Treasure Valley usually aren't just buying a house. They are here to build a lifestyle and a community, and I cannot stress that enough. They stay active, they build friendships, and they get involved. They find community. I cannot stress that enough. Because the reality is, a beautiful home alone does not create a happy retirement. A beautiful home does not create a happy retirement. Connection does. Purpose does. Routine does. And relationships above all else. And honestly, Idaho can be an incredible place for that if you approach retirement intentionally. So if you're thinking about moving to the Boise area, Eagle, Meridian, Star, or anywhere here in the Treasure Valley, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help people understand what they're getting into before they make the move. There's a lot to consider and a lot involved when you make that move. I hope this video helps, and if you did enjoy it, and please like and subscribe. Any comments, please leave them below. If you're thinking about making a move and you want a relocation magazine, I will set up the link below, and I'm happy to talk anytime. I'll leave my contact information, but there's a lot of great information I can share, but it's just too much for 1 or 2 videos. So I hope to see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe.